Namaste everyone, and welcome to another of our Friday afternoon Qigong sessions. As usual, find yourself that nice comfy space. We're going to bring in a bit of joy and laughter with the minions again today. So embodying a bit of energy that you're most needing to take you into the weekend, and find yourself a comfortable spot. So we'll start as usual with warming up our wrists, but let's just give our hands, our palms a rub. This activates the palm points, which we've got right on the centre of our hands, which connects us to our heart. This point I stimulate. It's a great one for anxiety. And just any time you feel you need a bit of love. Got to admit as well, when I'm cold I tend to rub my hands together when I'm thinking about things. Connecting with the heart. So, let's get them wrists nice and open now. Just landing from whatever your week has brought you. Just landing in this time and this space now. Settled in and ready for the practice. As we go to the elbows, imagine them on a fixed point. Just opening them joints to their full range of motion. Really let those fingers flex, especially if you've been using tablets. And let's get them shoulders going. So take the backs of the palms forward, around and behind. So it's the shoulders that are leading the movement. Let the arms be carried by the shoulders. Again, pushing the palms behind you. Lead with the shoulders and let the lower arm follow the upper arm movement. And back. Lovely. Let's go into our hips and waist. So just starting with some really subtle circles. And the other way. And let's get them teacups going. So we'll take our palm out to the side, bring it in, take it behind, around and over. In, behind, around and over. For those that are less familiar, you'll find this on the June QiGong challenge as tray of teacups if you want to practice. This is one we've been building on for a few weeks now. So find yourself where you're at, whether that's just the arm movement or you're adding in the hips. And just imagine a spiralling coming right the way through the body as we change the arm over. So I let the fingertip lead inwards, slight stretch of the palm, like the stretch of a drum skin, slight bowl of the hand. We're keeping that teacup upright, which helps just to open up that wrist. Opposite way. Lovely. Let's do a bit of Qigong for the brain. So get one arm going and get the hips going. And we're going to take that other arm out, holding it upright, and then we're going to take that in the opposite direction. So as one goes up, one goes behind. Just a fun little, in the opposite way, just a fun way of adding a bit of brain dexterity and keeping them spirals going right the way through the body. All of nature grows and turns and spirals, even the waters with their tornadoes when they meet, them whirlpools even. Nature spirals. So bringing it into the core again. Nice abdominal breath. Let's just land in the body. So taking a couple of nice deep breaths into the abdomen and the chest before we do some tapping. Feeling your heart beat beneath your hand, your chest gently rise and fall. Just noticing how you feel in this moment. Nice deep breath, final time. Okay, so let's just work into the lower legs. So just a gentle rub. Trying to keep a nice straight spine, so it's just a gentle squat. Feeling the firmness of the ground beneath you. For those that are seated, just bringing awareness to the soles of your feet and to your legs. Got meridian lines flowing all the way down, so we can just stimulate them just by bringing awareness. Imagine white light just washing through, waking up the body, clearing out the body, just through our awareness. And we can turn to one side, middle, and turn to the other side. Okay, let's get them ankles going. Really flexing the toes. If you're freeform like me, back to the bare foot. Really let them toes flex. Balances are great for bringing you into the moment and connecting deeply with the body. So let's do a bit of stalk spreads as its feathers. Release a bit of tension and tightness from the shoulders. This is the one where we scoop. And we let the waters push out to the sides. Imagine them shoulder blades melting down the back body. Crowns lifted, slight tuck of the chin. Slight dipping of the tailbone again. Imagine them shoulder blades melting down the back body. Gravity pulling the fingers down to the earth. We're not forcing them, we're just holding space and letting the movement take itself. And letting the body stretch itself out, working with gravity. And this time we can imagine a line of opposition between our crown and opposite fingers. And if it feels good to you, always do what feels right for your neck. Every day, every practice will feel different. Meet yourself where you're at. Find any areas of tension and tightness and just breathe, lean gently into them. Inviting them to loosen, to soften. And to the other side. Imagining again that line of opposition between the crown and the opposite fingers. That gives you some integrity through the neck, through the spine, and opens up them lines. Still nice and relaxed in the shoulders. Okay, so let's do a bit of tapping. Release any other tension or tightness before we go into the flows and postures. So we're going to start again. We talked last week about these lung points, so we'll start with a gentle tap on our lung points. You can do this with either a closed fist, just nice and gently, or the beak, the crane, bill. Tapping on these points just to release some tension and tightness. With a nice audible breath and sigh. Acknowledging that you're activating that immune system. Again, they say with vibration it clears, it releases, it shakes things up. So it can move on through any tension or tightness. Lee Holden says if you feel sensitivity in these places, they're called alarm points in Chinese medicine, the mood point. So they might give you guidance on when your immune system might need a little bit of extra awareness, attention, which we can do with breath, with movement, with food and nutrition. So find what feels good for you. So let's go on to tapping just down the arms and up the back of the arms. Releasing any tension and tightness. Do this to create space. Ready for our flows. Chest, the abdomen, lower back. I always tap either side of the spine but never directly on. And we'll go all the way down the back body, down the glutes, the backs of those legs, and the bladder channels, and the insides of the legs. And again, final time, tapping down that back body. And those hips. Okay, just noticing how you're feeling. Right, let's knock the door of life. So, start with water waves, just turning gently on this point, imagining the spine is moving on a straight pivot. Relaxing the shoulders and the arms. And then if you feel comfortable, you can turn and look behind you and allow the arms to gently knock on the lower back, activating our door of life. Or simultaneously, for those of us standing, or you can bring to awareness seated, we've got on the balls of our feet, bubbling springs point, the kidney point, which links to the door of life. So we're invigorating our bodily energy, waking up our system, and getting a nice spinal twist. Slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. So let's get ready for our postures and our wuji. So remembering we start in that gentle knees bent, tailbone slightly dipped, crown lifted, slight tuck of the chin, and then we're imagining we're cupping a bowl in front of us. And we let the breath land in the body, slow and deep, without trying to change anything, just invite in the breath to take up space. Giving ourselves permission to just breathe deeply in this moment, nowhere to be, but here and now. Noticing how our body feels when we bring awareness to the breath, into the abdomen. Feeling those shoulder blades melting down the back body, waves of soothing. You can imagine like standing in a shower and any tension and tightness is washed away, warm, soothing waters. Leaving you open, alert, with a strong foundation. We start in wuji, which is the place of nothing, the center point, the void, and that place where movement can arise. So now just bringing awareness again, as last week, into our abdomen. Inviting the breath to land there. Bringing awareness to the front of the abdomen. And on the next breath, bringing awareness to breathe as if like a bullfrog, breathing into the back of the body. Imagine it expanding. And with your next breath, breathing into the side body. So that breath can now come slow and deep and low. Anchored in the abdomen, expanding to all four sides of the torso. Holding shares that oxygen that reaches the lower part of the lungs is more easily utilised and integrated into the body, so we're receiving more oxygen and there's more ability for the body to work with it, simply by bringing awareness to the breath, giving it permission to take up space. Keeping awareness in the palms, imagine them slightly stretched like a drum string. Not overly stretched, but to a comfortable place of alertness, a slight bowl in the palms, as if it's holding a bowl of light above the abdomen. That visualization helping to bring the mind into the moment, into the body and the practice. And this is the posture that supports our lung channel, our immunity, our skin. So you can imagine in this season of the lungs and the metal channel, strong, healthy boundaries, the ability to know when to say yes and when to say no, so that you maintain a state of balance. Nourishing the body is so important, especially this time of year, as the colder weather is coming and the darker days, allowing our body to slow, aligning with the season. Metal, getting rid of anything that's superfluous, like a sword through butter. Let leaves fall in, releasing anything we don't need. So we now go into our lung flow, so we breathe in. And the palms turn around the thumb. So we breathe into the lift. And we breathe out. So lifting from the abdomen. Still with a slight awareness of that spacious abdominal breath. When we breathe out, we're imagining that extra energy that we've just gathered, that extra breath washing into the lungs, the hands directing it to the lungs and to anchor into our kidneys, our lower dantian. Again, we're shining light into those lung points every time we go up and down. And on these exercises, you can hold your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And breathe in through the nose, just bringing awareness into the body. This is you time. Final time. And this time we'll hold the palms in front of those lung points. And again, you can talk to yourself here. Tell yourself, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm receiving nourishment, whatever quality of energy you're needing, breathing that in deep to the lungs. Knowing that's supporting your whole system. Inviting the mind to accept new possibilities as we go on to our kidney posture. So we're holding our palms around that lower dantian, the kidneys at the back. You can bring back awareness of that back breath. Breathe in low and deep into the abdomen. And just imagining, if you're not feeling that, inviting the possibility for the back to take more space. Here we're nourishing the kidneys, our water channels, brain, our ability to go with the flow. Relaxing and soften the arms, slight cupping of the palms still. If it feels more comfortable, you can take the crown forward, keeping that nice straight spine. Find what feels good. For those of you that are seated, perhaps lean forward and just bring awareness. It's all about intention. The water is related to solitude, introspection. So just allowing yourself to be soothed in that calm, restive state and flow of the waters. As we go into the fountain, bring the palms together, imagine them washing over the surface of water. Now we're going to imagine water rushing up right from the soles of our feet, from the balls of our feet all the way up. This is following up the kidney channel, right from the balls of the feet all the way to the collarbone. Hinging at the hips. Kind of like our silk reeling warm-ups, but less accentuated. So in the past we used to fully do this, whereas for this movement it's just a gentle undulation of the spine. Tucking at the tailbone and a lift. Turning around the elbows, which stay static in space. We can add the breath, so breathe in to come up. And breathe out, those waters wash down. The fountain. One more time. And come into our stand like a tree. So the arms are kind of midway down the chest. Feeling our feet solidly connected to the earth below us. The crown slightly lifted and tucked, connected to the skies above. Standing like a tree in balance between heavens and earth. Feeling the foundation of your body, as well as the spaciousness within and around. That interplay. Between matter and that which can't be seen. So this is supporting our wood channel, which supports our liver, which helps cleanse and purify the body. And it also is associated with loving kindness, so breathing some kindness into you. Maybe imagining someone you love, some words that have touched you. Breathing in compassion, self-love and acceptance. I'm enough in this moment. Just being myself here and now. Standing firm, rising, rooted. Maintaining awareness and a slight stretch through them palms, which enables that to flow through our fascia, our connective tissue. This is the parts that connect and wrap around the organs, the lungs, all your intestines and abdominal region. So we're making space, we're breathing space into that connective layer. Slight lift of the crown. One more breath, imagine it landing in the liver region, on the right hand side of your body. Bring the arms in front of your abdomen. And with your next inhale, lifting the arms up the side of the body, the side of the head to the centre. Tree sways in the wind. So we start at that lower dantian. We turn still on that straight line. Palms lift. That's one great for relaxing the mind, switching off from overthinking. Being moved by the wind, going with the wind. Let the wind release anything you don't need, like the autumn leaves. Following your own breath. You've got your own pulse, your own rhythm. Meeting again in this Wuji posture as we go on to lift the goblet, the golden urn, to the yang position. We'll not stay here long today, so really relaxed in them shoulders. Slight dipping of the elbows are soft. We're letting the sides of them palms push out again like the axe blade. Bringing a slight lift through that little finger. Keeping the elbows kind of in line with the shoulders. Slight tuck of the tail, lift of the crown, slight dipping of the tail even. So there's a slight bend in the knees. Still straight through the spine. And this time we're opening up to that solar principle, to the sun or the skies. Imagine holding up a golden bowl, golden chalice, and being filled with the light of the sun. Especially as it wanes in this part of the hemisphere, we can still fill up our cup with light. Letting it nourish and sustain us through the autumn and winter months. Which is a time when there's less sunshine around outside us. We need to cultivate our own sunshine within. Keep on, stoke our own light shining. So when you're ready, open those palms. We go on to our flow for the golden urn, which is connected to our heart. So if you remember, we shift the weight, we turn, arms change with our cloudy hands. So this is nourishing our heart field. Shift, turn, arms change. Shift the weight, or shift to your sits bones if you're seated. Turn that upper body, keeping that nice straight spine. Shift, turn, change hands. Shift, turn, change hands. So this one, cloudy hands like mist rising off waters. Keeping the body nice and upright. So shifting almost to the back of the foot, the back of the heel. nourishing the heart. Like standing in front of a beautiful sunrise. There's more and more mist in the air this time of year. The sun slowly burns through the clouds and the mist. The water cooling the fire of the heart, tempering the heart. The waters balance our heart. We come back to our finding standing posture. Golden urn, those palms facing the floor beneath us, connected to the earth, connected to your foundation, your feet, your legs, your roots. Feeling a sense of support and nourishment from the ground beneath you, the wider community, like the trees connected to each other through the roots. Feeling the solidity of your foundation. As we now circulate that like with pebble in the pond, so those palms ripple out like ripples on water, and we gather in. Gathering into that solar plexus kind of level, the stomach, the spleen. And the hands dance over water like pebble on a pond. Looking down, seeing your reflection. When you're ready, take one palm around, centering. It's a great one to do. I imagine this is literally pulling myself together. Bringing ourselves back and anchoring it in our core, in that lower dantian. Kidneys rooting it into our body. Breath, the fruits of our practice, ready to be utilised anytime we need it. As the feet come slightly closer together, palms rest on the abdomen, rocking and swaying like bamboo in the wind. It's like dipping again of the tailbone, lift of the crown, tuck of the chin, relaxing them shoulder blades. Feeling the breath rise and fall. Bring awareness to the abdomen as we rub and centre that practice in our core. Breathe in and release with an audible sigh. Namaste everyone, thank you for joining. I'll see you again same time next week for another of our afternoon Friday practices. Take good care till then. Namaste.